Hello and welcome to MSU Inside Out on KMSU. I'm Ethan Wiley.
And I'm Kylie Coombs.
And we've got another great show lined up for you guys today. Kylie, why don't you tell us a little about it?
As always, we have sports, weather, and of course, 3 amazing interviews that I'm really looking forward to, a few MSU students, and a special guest. And of course, we have news. Maya, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Kylie. The day has come. After 15 years, stars Zach and Cody Martin can finally go to the Italian restaurant they've waited so long to enjoy. Disney fans are in an uproar over the Sweet Life on Deck episodes, where the pair went to an Italian restaurant to eat, but was given a reservation for November 16th, 2023. Fans of the show are rejoicing, eating Italian, and sending reminders to the original cast and crew that the wait is finally over. Minot State University's Linda Olson is bringing her museum inspiration exhibition to the Northwest Art Center. The exhibition will run until December 23rd at the Northwest Art Center, located in the lower level south side of the Gordon B. Olson Library. There will be an opening reception for museum inspiration tonight at 6:30. Minot State University student health and counseling is proud to announce former Division II student athlete and author Kate Simone will present Out of the Darkness at Anna Nicole Nelson Hall on Monday, November 27th at 3 and 7. The event is free and open to the public. Out of the Darkness, a memoir, is her first book. Copies of the book are on sale at Amazon. Ethan, I'm super excited for all the events coming up, but I'm actually even more excited that Zach and Cody finally get to go to the Italian restaurant. Have you watched the episode at all or seen the show?
Yes, it's honestly, I had completely forgotten about the fact that that was a thing. So when I saw all of the posts talking about it leading up to now, just kind of a fun throwback to our childhood. So that's always a good time. But a Minot local singer-songwriter and Minot Best of the Best nominee making waves in the music scene, Chloe Marie is joining me today. Chloe, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So can you kind of tell us a little bit about what music you write and perform?
Yeah, so I do primarily country. I've been writing music since I was 8 years old, and I haven't been able to stop. So I perform around North Dakota and the Midwest and play gigs at any venue, basically.
What got you into music? Like you say 8 years old, what was it at that point that made you think, I want to do this?
Probably me watching Disney Channel all the time and all those shows that were like, you can be a pop star and it's okay. Yeah, I grew up singing karaoke songs to my karaoke machine every day after school, so it was probably that.
And then as far as like gigging goes, you obviously the passion was there from an early age. How did you kind of get started with it?
So my very first one, someone had reached out to me after I had made an Instagram singing account, and they wanted me to play at the Women's Business Summit in Bismarck. And that was when I was, I think, 15 or 16. That was my very first one. And after that, it just kind of never stopped. It was slow at first, and now I'm hitting the second year of playing 100 shows, and it's insane. What's
that pace kind of been like for you? I mean, playing 100 shows a year, like that's pretty intense. Like what's the prep work like? What's booking like? How does that work for you?
It's a lot. I also am a college student on top of that, so I balance both of them every single day. And I feel like it really keeps me rejuvenated though, and keeps me pushing forward to my goals.
What's your favorite part about being able to play music now full time and kind of get to see some of your dream come to life almost?
It's crazy. It's unreal and so cool. I'm glad that I've had supportive people in my life who keep pushing me to keep doing it, because every year I hit new milestones that I didn't think I could hit. So it's been awesome.
Yeah. Now, kind of going back to the Best of the Best nomination, what's that like for you? Was that something that was ever kind of on your radar that you expected, or was that kind of just out of the blue?
Honestly, I did not expect it. I got a direct message from a guy I know that morning. He's like, hey, you're nominated for that, and I voted for you. And I was like, what? No way. So, yeah, that was a surprise, and I didn't really know that was even a category on it, and I'm very honored because that's really cool for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And then any upcoming gigs that you want to kind of showcase for everyone?
A special one is always the downtown Minot Christmas tree lighting. We sing a bunch of Christmas carols and then they light the tree, and it's just a really Christmassy kind of vibe. So
Awesome.
that's on the November 24th at 5:30.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much again for being here. Really appreciate you. Again, this is Chloe Marie, a local singer-songwriter who's telling us a little bit about her music and kind of just the backstory of her career. But moving into local sports, actually, Chloe's in my high school just got ready winning their first state championship in over 40 years. Parker, tell us about the best North Dakota high school.
We'll call him on that. But thank you, Ethan. The Minot High Magician football team can finally call themselves state champions once again. The Magicians defeated the Fargo-Shanley Deacons 38-35 last Friday to win their first state championship since 1980. In doing so, the Magicians created a Dakota Bowl moment that will be remembered forever. The Deacons led the Magicians 28-7 through the third quarter of the game. Despite being down 21 at one point, the Magicians never lost hope. Minot outscored Shanley 31-7 over the last quarter and a half of the game. The miraculous comeback was capped off by a 20-yard game-winning field goal by Kellen Burke as time expired. The Magicians will now begin their first football title defense in over 40 years. With the local high school football season concluding last weekend, that means winter sports are just around the corner. However, one local volleyball team hopes their season can continue for just a few more days. The 2023 Class B State Volleyball Tournament began today in Fargo, and the RE Deemers Knights are looking to become champions for the first time in school history. With tournament appearances in 9 of the last 10 years, the Knights unfortunately have not been able to bring home the big one. The Knights kicked off tournament play today at 3 o'clock against the New Rockford Cheyenne Rockets. A win today would pit RE Deemers against Mayport CG or Trenton tomorrow evening in the semifinals. The FCS football playoffs begin next weekend, and the North Dakota State University Bison are looking to secure a playoff spot. This year could be considered a down year for the Bison. They currently have a record of 7-3 with one regular season game to go. This is the first time since 2010 that the Bison have had 3 or more losses in the regular season. The Bison's struggles have been accentuated by their blowout losses to the University of North Dakota and South Dakota State University earlier this season. The struggles have put a playoff spot in jeopardy for the Bison. They have one more chance this weekend to secure their spot in the postseason tournament. In a true win-and-you're-in situation, the Bison will be playing the University of Northern Iowa on Saturday at 4 o'clock. There's some major sports news for the city of Minot. It was announced in early November that Minot was the third host city selected for the first ever Northwoods League softball season. Male athletes have had the ability to play competitive baseball across the Midwest in the Northwoods League for years, and this announcement will now give female athletes those same opportunities. This news follows the first ever season for the Minot Hot Tots last summer. Fans can expect more news regarding the league and the team in the coming weeks. Ethan, I don't know if you ever went to any Hot Tots game. I know they were very exciting to watch this summer, but are you excited for this new softball team coming to town?
Yeah, I think it'll be super fun. It's always good to get to see more inclusivity as far as sports are concerned, especially in a smaller community. It's just great to see that that is continuing to grow and expand.
I agree. It's super exciting to see. Well, don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back right after this short break.
Thank you to all of our underwriters. Trinity Health is a comprehensive healthcare system based in Minot, North Dakota.
Fiance, with all your prom and bridal needs, located in downtown Minot.
KCJB 910 AM, Minot's news and information station.
Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports.
KIZZ FM Z94, playing today's hit music.
Mix 99.9, Minot's music mix.
SRT, offering a number of services including phone, TV, internet, and security.
KRRZ, 1390 AM, Minot's classic hits.
KZPR 105.3 FM, Minot's rock station.
East End, where the poor is worth so much more, located in downtown Minot.
Qdoba, easy, on time, full of flavor.
Nice Impressions, no job is too big or too small, located in downtown Minot.
MSU Beavers Hockey. Online info at msubeavers.com.
Forward Communication, connecting professionals in the Midwest.
El Azteca, authentic Mexican food on North Broadway near the airport.
MSU Theater Department, year-round entertainment.
Red and Green, MSU's student-run newspaper.
MSU Bookstore, for all your campus needs.
Minot Nutrition Addiction, offering healthy smoothies and meal replacements on the go.
HBarB Construction, for all your oil field needs.
Bear's Cat Donuts, located on Broadway across from Minot State campus.
Welcome back to MSU Inside Out. It has been starting to cool off again here in Minot. Matt, why don't you tell us a little bit more about the weather across the state?
Yeah, it is cooling off right now, but honestly, I don't mind it right now as long as there's no snow. We did have a little bit of precipitation this morning, but that melted over really quick and nicely because of just the sunny skies right now. Currently, it's 37 degrees with sunny skies, the high of 38 and a low of 26. Temperature out of the state, we have a nice even blanket throughout the state right now with Williston and Dickinson at 38, Bismarck at 39, and on the east side, Grand Forks and Fargo at 37. It's actually pretty nice, but it's going to get nicer here soon as well. So when we go to our Papa John's 7-day forecast, Saturday will be 55 degrees with sunny skies. It'll be amazing, definitely. So if you're going out for football or something, great time, exactly. But when we go over to Thanksgiving down to Thursday next week, we are going to have lower temperatures, even going down to 17 degrees. So maybe hold off the flag football a little bit right now. Just be inside, eat some turkey, stuff your face. It's just going to be a nice temperatures inside your house, but just be a little cool outside. Kylie, you have any plans for Thanksgiving yourself?
Yeah, I do. I will actually be going back home for Thanksgiving, so fingers crossed it's not as cold in Illinois as it is here with all the poor native North Dakotans that always have to deal with it. But speaking of native North Dakotans, one North Dakota native is set to graduate in May with an impressive portfolio. I am joined by senior Parker Stria. Thanks for joining us, Parker.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so as we've kind of talked about before with our other senior interviews here on the show, everyone in the comm department kind of has a really wide range of classes they can take. So what are the classes that you found that you're kind of like narrowed down into now that you're coming to the end of your undergrad?
I'd say probably the best class I've taken so far. I think my freshman year is with Neil Roberts. I think it was called Media Announcing, which is something that was really cool. I enjoyed that because I'm a huge sports guy, and that allowed me to kind of explore that a little bit, kind of get more experience with on the announcing side of stuff because there's so many careers in that, whether it's high school, collegiate, professional. You can do basically anything with something like that, and I thought that was very exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Do you find that a lot of your projects are kind of centered towards more like the sports media, sports broadcasting side of things?
I try to keep it that way if I can, just because that's one of the things I'm the most knowledgeable on, so it makes making projects or doing anything a lot easier because it's not necessarily less research or something I have to do, but it's just something I'm more comfortable with. Obviously, there's going to be classes or projects where you can't, and then I kind of go off of that or go away from that. But if I can, I try to keep it as close to sports as I can.
That's awesome. So what is your overall degree going to be in? Like, do you have a specific option? What does that kind of look like?
So I am a professional communications major, and then I have concentrations in media services, sportscasting, and broadcasting.
Awesome.
So that's a load for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Luckily, there's a lot of crossover. But we've had a few pro-com grads that have decided to go into like the sports management, sports media grad school. Is that something you're thinking about, or are you done with school once May hits?
I'm thinking once May hits, I'll probably be done. I've kind of played with the idea of grad school, but I think once I'm done, I'd prefer to just kind of get into the real world, so to say, and just kind of leave school behind for at least a little bit, maybe come back and explore grad school in the future though.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. So speaking of plans, what are your plans if not grad school, other than like just looking to go into the workforce? Like, what does that look like for you in the future?
Something I really do want to do, I just kind of want to expand everything I've been doing. Like, I run my own podcast, I do photography. I want to, like I said, just expand that and do as much as I can, get as much experience under my belt, if that's starting local here in Minot or just around the state, and then kind of potentially going to a bigger city. That's always a possibility.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. What is your dream job? Like, number one on the list, I'm going to do this someday.
So it's just something I've kind of more recently started thinking about, and it sounds a little goofy, but like I said, I am into podcasting, just kind of barely, but I would eventually like to I kind of compare it not to Joe Rogan, but I want to have at least some recognition, so to say. So I kind of want to do podcasting as a future plan. Maybe not to that level. I'd love to be at that level, but I mean, that's kind of shooting for the stars at the moment.
Yeah, well, I am sure you will get there, and we're all really excited to see where your journey takes you. That was senior pro-com major Parker Striha, and speaking of sports, we have more with Gage.
Thanks, Kylie. So there's some big news in men's hockey this week, as the Beavers just announced that they'll be joining the Midwest College Hockey Conference, otherwise known as the MCH. This news was announced on Tuesday before the team heads off to Chicago for the ACHA Chicago Showcase to take on some of the top teams across the country. This transition to the MCH will take place next year for the 24-25 season. With Minot State men's hockey joining the MCH, the conference plans on combining the 10 teams in the conference into 2 5-on-5 divisions. Minot State's division will consist of Jamestown, University of Mary, Midland, and Waldorf. The winner of the MCH playoff tournament will receive an automatic bid to the ACHA Men's Division I National Hockey Championships. And passing it over to men's basketball, the Beavs had their first 2 games of the season last weekend at the Conference Challenge hosted by Newman University. In Game 1, MSU cruised to victory, winning 82-58 over Rogers State. In that game, junior Jalen Cook scored 16 points on 6 from 9 from the field, as well as 4 from 7 from the three-point range. In Game 2 against Newman University, the story was more of the same, as the Beavers won 73-59. Junior Jackson Gunville took control, scoring 21 points with 3 assists and 3 rebounds on the night. And with these 2 wins to start their season, the men's basketball team looks to keep building their momentum as they take on Montana State University Billings this Saturday in Montana. Game time is at 7 p.m. And moving on over to women's basketball, the Lady Beavers traveled down to Missouri for the Central Region Showcase last week. The Lady Beavers played 2 games in the showcase, and in Game 1, they went up against Fort Hays State University. The Beavers struggled to gain traction from the get-go, as they were down 65-35 in the third quarter. However, they ended up outscoring the opposition in the fourth, but it was too much to come back from, as MSU lost 79-54 to Fort Hays. And in Game 2 against Southern Nazarene University, the Beavers ran into more issues, being down 18-7 after the first quarter. They couldn't get the ball rolling and lost Game 2 to a score of 60-42 in total. The Lady Beavers have their first home game of the season on Saturday, as they're taking on Montana State University Billings in the Dome. Tip-off is at 2. And skating on over to women's hockey, the Lady Beavers battled number 1 ranked Midland University in the Mesa Arena last week. The Lady Beavers had a rough weekend on defense, as they struggled to keep Midland from scoring. The Warriors put 7 pucks in the back of the net over the course of both games, while the Beavers only managed to score 3. In Game 1, the Beavers had an early goal from Aspen Cooper during a power play, but couldn't hold down the lead, as Midland battled back in the second period, scoring 2 goals within 2.5 minutes of each other. This was enough to put the Beavers away, as Midland went on to score another goal later on in the game to take the Game 1 victory from the Beavers 3-1. Later on in Game 2, the Lady Beavers were down a quick 2-0 after penalties costed them early in the game. However, they started to crawl their way back after a goal in the first, but just as quickly as Minot came back, Midland scored yet again in the first period to make the score 3-1 going into the second. Minot scored again in the game, but this wasn't enough as they went on to lose 4-2. The Lady Beavers' next matchup is this Saturday and Sunday against University of Jamestown. Saturday's game starts at 7 p.m. and Sunday's puck drop is at 2 o'clock. So, Ethan, with winter sports underway here, I know you're staying here for the break, so are you going to be attending any of those games?
I actually will be mostly busy with family in town. I've got my mom and sister coming up from Nebraska to come spend time with family, so I will not be at those games, unfortunately. We'll be spending time with family, but yeah, don't go anywhere, you guys. We'll be right back after this short break. Hello and welcome back to MSU Inside Out on KMSU.
We have a few more things planned for you guys, but starting off, many college students have jobs during their undergrad. One dedicated art student took that to the next level. Ningi is live with more on the story.
Minot State students are as diverse as our majors. Joining me now is Carly Johnson, full-time athlete, full-time arts major, and also full-time head coach at Minot North. How are you doing, Carly?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. So, Carly, you've been a cheerleader all your life. How have you managed to put being a full-time student and being a full-time head coach and an athlete, together and, be progressive and successful with it?
I honestly don't know. I've just, over the years, gotten better time management skills, and somehow it's working out for me this year. It's quite an adventure, though, I'll tell you that.
I believe you when you say that, because it's kind of difficult, but you're doing it so well. And what would you say is the most rewarding experience coaching young women and training them in the sport?
I feel really lucky to coach the girls that I have. I've been with them since I started coaching them in middle school, but I think it's just every year seeing them grow more as an athlete and fall in love with the same sport I did when I was younger. Definitely the most rewarding thing of the whole process.
Oh, I love that. So, you are advanced in two different fields. We have arts and then we have athletics. So when you graduate, what are you going to major in? Or if you want to still do both,
Oh, geez, I don't even know. I know I'm going to keep coaching for quite a while. That's, by far my dream job, and I feel so lucky to have it at such a young age. I thought it'd be a long time before I could ever get there. I do know once I graduate, I'd like to go into some more graphic design work. Finding that in Minot might be a little tricky, but once I figure it out, I think it'll go pretty well.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us, Carly. There you have it, Carly Johnson, full-time coach, athlete, and student. Back to you, Ethan and Kylie.
Thank you so much, Nangi. And that is going to bring a wrap on our show this week for you guys. A lot of great stuff throughout the day. We had 3 awesome interviews with 2 Minot State students and 1 special guest. We got to go through the weather, all of the different local and a little bit of some wider spread news and sports as well. Been a great show, Kylie. What do we have to look forward to now?
Yeah, so next week is our Thanksgiving break, so hopefully everyone has a great break. I know a lot of us are really looking forward to a week off, so that means we will not have our Monday night podcast, we will not have a show, but past that, we are looking at the following week. We will have a show, but that will be our KMSU auction on November 30th. So please, please, please put that on your calendars. Please bid. It really helps the Pro-Com department, and it's also going part of the proceeds are going towards charity, so please mark your calendars. But with that being said, that is all we have for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.